The last question for you is that you improved 55 marks in GS in this attempt. So, how did you actually, what changes did you do in your answer writing in this attempt to improve your, GS score by 55 marks?
Sir, I did three important things to improve my GS score. One is finding a right mentor. That I did. I found in you. Secondly, sir, then I started writing more. So immediately after my prelims, I joined your test series. Then I started writing, irrespective of how much I scored, whatever, how many questions I attempted. Thirdly, sir, the notes and the revision, repeated revisions, and limiting the content. So these three major things which helped me to score more this year.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Topper Talk session. And this time we have one of my favorite student, and I was really happy when I saw the result, because somehow after all the hard work, all the repeated failures, finally he got success. So in this version of this episode, we have Rajnikant, who had secured an All India rank of 587, and he will be getting IRS most likely. So Rajnikant, first of all, congratulations on achieving this feat. And one thing that is very important is that you secured this rank in the very last attempt. So what was your reaction when you saw the result?
First of all, thank you so much, sir. I think because of the teachers' blessings and my parents' blessing, I could achieve this rank. Sir, when I saw my rank, when I saw my name in the list, it was a great moment, sir. Because I've been waiting for this moment for almost 6 years, 7 years. So I've been preparing for almost 6, 7 years, and I failed 5 times. And in my last attempt, I could clear this, and it was also a good rank. So I was very happy with the rank also. So
Okay. So you were like, were you expecting this your name in the list? Like, what was your feeling a day before the result?
sir, last mains also, I was very close to the cutoff, my mains cutoff. So this year I was expecting, sir. However, I thought I should work really very hard to clear the mains cutoff, and also interview was also very uncertain. So, however, I was just preparing well. There was some positive vibes, sir, uh, throughout this attempt. Again, after meeting you again, I was very confident about mains, and I had very good friends this year also, this attempt. So because of them also, I was very much confident. But I was not expecting any this kind of rank also. I was just thinking that I should be in the list irrespective of the rank. So finally, I could see that.
As far as I know that before interview you were coming and meeting me, कि sir कुछ some any opportunity for work and all, and
Yes,
then also I think we had a talk, and I think I also told you that you focus on your interview first, because
yes, sir.
that's very important, because that's your last attempt and you can't really compromise on that part. So what was your family reaction after the result? Like, how was their support, and what was their reaction post results?
I think it was again a very proud moment for them, sir. Like their son getting into UPSC is, I think, is one of the biggest achievements they could see in their life. So they were very happy. They were my mother was just she was in tears when she came to know that I was in the list. So I think they were speechless, almost speechless for a while, uh, and they were just thanking me for all this, and I was thanking them. So, very memorable, sir.
So you are the first civil servant of your family.
Yes, sir. I think I was also a first graduate in my family, so
Okay.
that
Okay.
that
So
was also.
okay. So tell us about your family background and your early upbringing. How difficult it was for you in the initial years.
My both of my parents come from a rural background. my father studied till 8th class, and my mother is illiterate. My father worked as he started his work life as a driver. He was a plumber. He did several works, as small jobs. Then finally he settled down as a building contractor. And my mother, since her childhood, she started working as a beedi worker. So till recent times, she was working as a beedi worker. So yeah, sir, it was very difficult for the family for giving a proper education and all. Yet they did their best to give me good education, and I was able to study in good colleges also.
So it must have been, I mean, your parents would have seen the, I would say, hardships and the operation from the civil servants firsthand. I would, perhaps you must have also seen that
Yes, yes, sir.
in, in the early, so they must have been really, really proud that, that their son not just graduated, you are not just the first graduate, you are also the first civil servant of your family, and that too, you have cracked a really good service.
Yes, sir.
So, your early upbringing, your early schooling, it happened in your home district of Kamareddy.
Yes, sir. In the different districts of the Telangana. I did my 10th from Medak district of Telangana and intermediate from Andhra Pradesh. Then my graduation from Sri Venkateswara College, University of Delhi.
So how different it was for you, when you went to the uh, Delhi University, Venki, how different in terms of exposure, in terms of the culture, how different, how difficult it was, how different it was for you when you first came to Delhi.
Sir, it was the first time I came out of my state. So meeting the people from different states was a very great experience, sir. Knowing different cultures, and it was very enriching also, sir. I could learn a lot of things from the college as well as the people around. So again, it helped me a lot in my preparation as well.
And then after your graduation, you worked as a teacher, right?
Yes, sir.
So how was that experience working as a teacher?
Sir, after immediately after my graduation, I came back to Hyderabad due to some financial issues. Again, I started, and also I had a lot of passion for teaching. So I joined as a high school teacher. I used to teach social studies for 8th, 9th, and 10th standard. Sir, I think that was one of the best times in my life because talking to children again gives makes yourself a child again. I could become a child again, and I was also learning a lot from them while teaching. I was also learning, so that way it was again helpful for me, sir.
And what would have been your backup option if you have exhausted this attempt also? Then what would have been your backup option like?
Sir, teaching is like always has been my passion, sir. So I would have been doing that in between my preparation also. I used to take some classes and mentorship classes for some students. And also I had qualified UGC NET in history subject. So I thought like going into academics and teaching as well.
Okay, so after your teaching, you started with the UPSC, preparation. Now, as we all know that this exam requires a lot of gestation period, and you failed for the 5 times, right? 5 times. Now, many aspirants, they leave the journey after one or two failures. What kept you motivated to keep on appearing for this exam? Because I mean, after a few attempts it becomes very exhaustive. Again I am failing, again I am failing. So what kept you motivated during this whole 6 7 year journey?
Sir, a lot of things helped me to continue this preparation. So one is my strong desire for this service. I always wanted to be into I mean, civil services because my parents were not that educated and they wanted their child to be very educated, and they also wanted them like their child to be a part of this administration and this civil services. So, and myself also, I was very much a social service oriented person. So that was the first major factor which helped me. Secondly, sir, because of my history subject, we used to read about failure, success, all these things. So when we read about different personalities and especially the modern India, if you see, we have failed several times. It took a lot of time to achieve the independence. So lots of things like this, many incidents, many events helped me, to continue my preparation. And many great personalities in history also inspired me, sir, that we should work towards the society, for the nation. So I always kept that in my mind, and I worked for this, sir.
So, and did you saw the clips of Labasna after every failure that I have to reach here? This is my place where I am like dreaming of. Did you saw those clips? Did you show those reels and clips and shots that are mostly so viral these days?
Yes, sir. While scrolling through these Insta reels, we all come through this kind of videos, sir, where these Labasana videos, people have, going to Labasana, those kind of situation scenes. Yeah, that also actually helped me sometimes, like that how to one day how to go to this place and how to be one among them. So, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after, I mean, in this attempt, what are the changes, what are the things that you made which help you, get a rank? And what was the mistake that you were committing in your first five attempts?
So first major thing which I was missing, sir, that the right direction. Sir, I was working, I was studying a lot, but not the right content. So finding the right content, and secondly, sir, revising. Uh, that for revising, I missed that I never made any notes toward my preparation. I was just reading, underlining in the textbooks or whatever the book, but I never made any notes. So in the final preparation, first thing is that I was going in the right direction because of the teachers, especially when I met you. We many a times we discussed like what is required for this exam. So again, making notes. I made enough notes, especially with the keywords, whatever the keywords required according to the syllabus. I kept syllabus in front of me. Every point mentioned in the syllabus, I made notes according to that. Then I revised it several times. Along with that, I gave a number of tests, sir. So all these things actually helped me to improve my GS score compared to my last wins.
Because in the last attempt itself, you scored decently well in optionals. It was
Yes,
it
sir.
was the GS that was I believe the
Yes,
key
sir.
spoil sport. And
Yes,
uh,
sir.
and you have cracked prelims how many times?
Three times, sir.
Three times. So, I mean, this year also itself and last year also, we saw that prelims, the nature has been changing. And we are like, what, 40, 45 days away from this year's prelims. And with last year, we seeing the cutoff being just 75. So, what was your strategy for prelims which helped you in cracking the prelims again and again?
Sir, my strategy for films was that to limit the content and to focus on the core subjects like polity, history, economy, geography, environment, and science and technology to an extent. Less focus was on current affairs. So I was revising the same books and the same content which I did for the previous attempt. So again, focusing on the PYQs, I always focus more on PYQs. The themes which are repetitive in the PYQs I revised more, and less focus was given on miscellaneous topics. Secondly, sir, for CSAT, I focused on PYQs. I repeatedly solved last 5 years PYQs, sir. Along with that, I balanced both comprehension as well as the quant and reasoning. So because of that balance, I could clear CSAT consecutively in the last three attempts, sir.
Now, that is my next question also, that you are from pure arts background, right? And even for, I've seen people from IITs and NITs, failing in CSAT this year. And this is perhaps one reason why the cutoff went so low. Now, for the art students, especially for the humanities students, CSAT has become a nightmare these days, right? I mean, I technically, when students meet me, they said, "Sir, GS1 to ho jayega, but tell us about CSAT because that's the main pain." Now, how did you tackle? So one thing that you said that you had a balanced approach. Anything else that you do for CSAT? Anything specifically you did for CSAT?
Sir, specifically is that I thought that I should attempt all comprehension questions because maths was very tough in last three attempts. So I attempted first all 27. I started with passages, so I attempted all 27 passages. Again, uh, when it comes to quant and reasoning, I went with a fixed mindset that I should not attempt certain questions. I should attempt only some reasoning questions. So again, I went with a prefixed mind that I should avoid certain questions like permutations and combinations. Sometimes they are very tough. So let us not waste time solving them. So so with that PYQs, when I solved PYQs, I came to know that there are some easy questions out of this 53 or 52 quant and reasoning questions. So focusing on PYQs gave me what questions should be attempted, what questions should be left. I think that was my major strategy, sir.
Okay. Now one more question. Like this was your last attempt. So when you went for the prelims this year, and we saw this year, the paper, the pattern also kind of changed a bit. The kind of statements that were there. So did you actually become little nervous ki bhai, this is my last attempt and suddenly UPSC has changed the pattern and everything. Like what was your mental framework when you saw this year's prelims paper?
So this year prelims was very tough actually, both the papers GS and as well as the CSAT. However, sir, when it comes to GS, these type of this year the question pattern was actually started from last year itself. Some questions were very much similar in the last year paper as well. So I had a thought that okay, if most of the questions if that come with the same pattern, then I should be ready and that should not take stress during the examination. So again, that was there. Secondly, sir, it was mostly about knowledge. So if you have decent enough knowledge in the core subjects, I think it was pretty easy to score more than 80 and 90. I scored around 95 in my GS paper. So, and attempting more questions was also another important thing. So when I attempted more questions in last three attempts, I was decently clearing GS paper. See, when it comes to CSAT, I said the thing that I should attempt comprehension because maths was tough. So attempting more questions, around 90 questions in GS and attempting around 45 questions in CSAT. So because of that, then it was possible, sir.
So, if we talk about now that 40-45 days are left for prelims, what was how do you used to make this plan for last 40-45 days? Like, what was your plan? And would you like to give some suggestion to aspirants who are giving this year's prelims?
Sir, my advice or suggestion would be that focus on core subjects. Again, limit your content and revise your content. Don't read new content. Whatever you have read till now, be confident with your knowledge. Don't think that you lack knowledge or something. So focus on the revision. Revise especially some important subjects like economy, polity. These are very scoring subjects. So give importance to economy, polity, then comes to geography, then go for environment, science and technology, history. They are very much tough. So prioritize your subjects, revise, and give some sufficient marks and revise those marks. I think this is enough. Maybe so. Just stick to the PYQ themes. Don't go behind these PYQ themes. Your themes are sufficient enough. So many themes are repetitive. I think that would be helpful in this 45 days.
Now, with respect to note making, so as you must have, and you realize in the sixth attempt itself that it's a key. Now, how did you make notes for prelims and mains?
Sir, honestly, I didn't make any notes for prelims in particular, but some current affair notes or some keywords, like my optional notes or the GS notes, I use them for prelims as well.
Hmm.
For mains, sir, I use different sources.
I think.
Some keywords from these standard sources. Then, sir, I use the explanations of the mock test for the mains, sir. Mains mock test solutions. I use them as my content. So I noted some important current affairs and some important keywords from this as well. Then, sir, some current affairs of some institutes for value addition. So these are the major sources for my notes, sir.
Okay. And with respect to answer writing, I mean, I think how important is answer writing, and because that's the aspirants. What they do is that they make this mistake that they keep on accumulating knowledge, but they don't replicate that knowledge in the answers. So how what do you think is the importance of answer writing in this examination?
So I think that is the most important part of this preparation, which I missed in my previous attempt. I didn't work much on answer writing. But sir, if someone really wants to clear mains within 1 or 2 attempts, they should start writing from the first day itself. If not first day, maybe within 1 month or 2 months of their preparation, they should start writing something. Later on, once they finish their syllabus, first or second reading, they should join one of the other the test series. I think sectional test series first would really help them to build their content. After that, they can go for full mock test. I think answer writing is more important than reading here. Once you start writing, then there you come to know what is actually required for the exam and what is not. So they can then limit their content. I think they should immediately join some test series once they finish their syllabus.
Okay. So, with respect to newspapers, so how did you cover your current affairs? Did you refer to a newspaper or monthly magazine or daily blogs? Like, what was your strategy for newspaper?
Uh, so since beginning of my preparation, I had a habit of reading newspapers. But in the beginning, I didn't know what to read from the newspaper. Though I was reading, I used to take 1 hour, 2 hours for reading newspaper. But later on, I realized that we should read newspaper according to the syllabus. So in my last 2, 3 attempts, I started reading newspaper within 40 minutes, 1 hour, and that was according to the syllabus. And I started noting some examples from the newspaper. So we can read any newspaper, or whether Hindu or Indian Express. These are major two newspapers which are really useful. So they can take just 30 or 40 minutes for reading some important examples, points from this newspaper. They can note down in their notes. I think that's good. That would help them to enrich their answers.
So, last two questions. So, what role did mentorship play in your success in the last attempt?
So I think the reason for failing in my previous attempt was the lack of this mentorship. Sir. So for to be in the right direction and to save time and energy and to enrich the right content, they definitely I think they should have a mentor. The mentor can be anybody. It can be their seniors or any teacher or any successful candidate, anybody. I think, but somebody who is experienced in this preparation will definitely require to crack as early as possible. Otherwise, it may take a lot of time to understand ourselves. I think so. Mentorship is very much required, I believe, sir.
Okay. Now, my last question to you, like if somebody is preparing for this exam, just started preparing, you have 1 year down the line, we have prelims. Like how should they start preparation and how should they divide their phase throughout the year?
Somebody who just wanted to do civil services should start with their PYQs. They should first sit down, see the question papers, what is asked, how the questions are asked. Secondly, they should go through the syllabus. So what is the syllabus for this examination? Thirdly, if they are coming from different backgrounds which they do not have these subjects in their GS subjects, I think they can go for coaching, or if they are good with the self preparation, they can also go for self preparation. They should start with the basic NCRTs instead of going for standard book. They should start with NCRTs. And since the first day, if they have a mentor, that would definitely help them to achieve their goal as early as possible. So I think they should first find a mentor, then they do all other things, whatever I've mentioned. So I think these are the things which a beginner should do.
Now the last question for you is that you improved 55 marks in GS in this attempt. So, how did you actually, what changes did you do in your answer writing in this attempt to improve your, GS score by 55 marks?
Uh, Sir, I did three important things to improve my GS score. One is finding a right mentor that I did. I found I found in you. Uh, Secondly, sir, then I started writing more. So immediately after my prelims, I joined your test series. Then I started writing, irrespective of how much I scored, whatever, how many questions I attempted. Thirdly, sir, the notes and the revision, repeated revisions and limiting the content. So these three major things which helped me to score more, sir, this year.
Thank you, Rajnikant, for coming to this session. And I think, your story is that of an inspirational, it's an inspiration for many aspirants in two respects. That first of all, the humble background that you came from, and you did not really thought that, okay, I should, be content with what my parents were doing or what my background is. You actually dreamt big, and in that ways I would like to also congratulate your parents for for ensuring that you get the means to actually dream big. And secondly, that after repeated failures you did not actually left the battle, you fought it till the end, and you actually emerged victorious in the end. So I think these two things, definitely a lot of aspirants will take inspiration from you. And my advice to you, as always, as your mentor, would be that stay humble. And again, this is just a means, because ultimately the real end is yet to begin. Because the reason why you came for this, or the real reason why you joined this service, it's to making impact in the life of the people. So that end is still, it is still, it will just start. And I'm very sure that, having known you for a long time, I know that you will do very much justice to this job. So thank you, Rajnikant, for coming, and all the best for the future.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your guidance and your support toward my last attempt. And I wish everybody, the new aspirants and those who come to you for preparation, all the best. And thank you once again, sir. Thank you so much.